Welcome back, Crumple Babies, to another exciting episode. Last time, we decked the halls and celebrated Christmas and Hanukkah with Sloan and Zara, and they even welcomed a new member into their family, Mistletoe the kitten. This episode, we're gonna ring in the new year, so let's go see what those crazy Sims get up to. Before we get started, we have to have a moment of silence for two tragic losses. Biscotti the chicken and Lasagna the llama have passed away in the middle of the night. It's so heartbreaking, and maybe one day Juno and Blair will get a new llama and chicken, but for now they're in mourning. Speaking of mourning, it's morning. I'm sorry, that wasn't great. But anyway, today Cooper is aging up into a toddler. Before that, Juno and Blair need to tend to their bakery. As you remember, we had some issues in the past with our employee Tatum taking extra long breaks. So we made a club to keep her in the bakery. And just to be clear, it's not like a prison or a cult, it's just a casual way to make sure she doesn't escape the bakery during work hours. After doing some morning chores, they headed to the bakery. And if you remember from last episode, the bakery got an update. Now they're selling caffeinated beverages to go with their delicious baked goods. Tatum showed up suspiciously enthusiastic about work. Maybe she doesn't know about the new club we made. But then her mood started to shift when she was actually assigned tasks. That's when Blair learned that Tatum was mean. The barista also wasn't working. She was just staring at this sign that said coffee in Simlish. Maybe she was having an existential crisis. Either way, with their employees slacking off, Juno and Blair were working extra hard to keep things up and running. And lucky for everyone in the shop, the famous Joanna made a surprise appearance and blessed everyone with a quick guitar performance. Tatum finally started to pick up the slack, so Blair took a well-deserved nap in one of the dining chairs. That got me thinking, should we add a staff room? The seasonal baked goods were about to go bad, and they couldn't sell moldy Christmas cookies. Juno had a lot of baking to do to replace all the goods, but luckily she prefers baking over selling, so it all works out. Juno also had to take a break to repair the fridge. And look, she definitely knows what she's doing, but accidents happen and she did end up getting electrocuted. By the end of the day, they earned enough points to unlock the Serious Shopper perk. This will make customers more likely to buy something as soon as they step in the bakery. And after making the final sale of the day, they closed the shop. They made a bit of a profit, but I think they can do better next time. Now it was time to get rid of all the spoiled goods and prep for the next round. And after some romantic kissing, it was time to go home for the big event of the day. When they got home, their son Cooper was going to age up into a toddler. Alright, so here is Cooper before, a sweet little tiny infant. And here he is after, slightly larger, but still so adorable. And of course, Cooper got the silly trait. He also got the top-notch infant trait for being raised so well. Great. Juno wasted no time in teaching Cooper just the basics of being a person. Oh, and don't mind the smoke coming off of Juno. She's totally fine. That's just from her electrocution. They had a lot to do before tomorrow, which was New Year's Eve. Usually, they hit up the local pub to celebrate New Year's, but the owner, Jaslyn, is very pregnant, so the pub is closed until further notice. This year, they're heading to the Hot Club in Windenburg. You might remember the Hot Club from their college days. It's the club with all those hot tubs. So it was sure to be another wild night. It's cold outside, but the girls were gearing up for a hot night. They started the day by doing some morning chores. Then Cooper gained 2 new traits. Little Singer, which is sure to spice up nap time, and Destructive. Let's get Cooper to daycare before he burns down the house. Cooper had a great crew waiting for him at daycare today. We had Wren, Zara's daughter, Darby, Cleo's golden child, Valencia, daughter of Ruby and Benvolio, Asher, son to Joanna, and Blake, Ryder and Pablo's high-energy daughter. And of course, we had Miss Serena, the daycare teacher, ready to handle the chaos. She's putting on a brave face, but I feel like she's rethinking her career choices right now. First on the schedule was Darby's usual emotional meltdown, but as always, his best friend Cooper was there to talk him down. Or babble him down. I don't think he can talk yet. Wren was a little less receptive to Cooper's charm. And then finally, Miss Serena read them all a book to restore the peace. Cooper decided to pay a visit to Valencia's pretend beauty salon, which ended up being not so pretend, and Cooper came out with a very unique makeup look. It was a fun end to such a fun day. When Blair picked him up, she loved his makeup so much, and she just really admired his creative spirit. I wonder where he got that from. When they got home, Blair had to call a babysitter because it's time to celebrate New Year's Eve at the Hot Club. Whoa, is it hot in here or is that just my graphics card? Yeah, I added like 50 fog machines in here, so it's a little laggy. Sorry about that. Anyway, Blair and her friends booked a private room to make this just the swankiest night ever. And the private room comes with a karaoke machine and a bartender who's hotter than 10 hot tubs. You know what else is hot? The drinks. Look, they're literally on fire. Oh, and I almost forgot, Ryder is pregnant again. That means no drinks or hot tubs for her. But the important thing is she's being a great sport. After enjoying the hot tub for a little while, it was time to start the New Year's countdown. When the ladies got home, they tucked Cooper into bed. Then they went to bed themselves. Horchata was thinking of a New Year's resolution for herself. She wanted to get a perfect score on the dog park agility course. Then, in the middle of the night, Jaslyn gave birth to the first baby of the year, Kyler Scanlon. Kyler is named after this bad bitch from Nancy Drew. Juno kicked off the morning by making some chocolate biscotti. They were so delicious, but they made her think of her late chicken, and then she got sad. But then she was wondering, could toddlers eat biscotti? Let's find out. Cooper loves his biscotti. Or maybe not. Horchata wanted to start working on her New Year's resolution bright and early. Blair's hangover was not going to get in her way. Before they went to the park, Horchata needed a bath because she smelled worse than Juno's spoiled Christmas cookies. While she was getting a bath, Juno potty-trained Cooper. What a great team. When they got to the park, it was raining, but that's okay. Horchata was ready to crush the agility course. I can't believe it, but Horchata got a perfect score on the agility course. Wow, that was way easier than I thought it would be. And after celebrating a bit, look who showed up. It's Ashwin. They gossiped for a while Horchata played with some of the other canines. And after gossiping specifically about aliens, we found out that Ashwin's wife, Olive, is pregnant. I don't know how Ashwin felt about this news. He's kind of hard to read. Finally, they went home, and Blair got a text from Cleo. Cleo's New Year's resolution was to get some more muscles. She somehow roped Blair into joining her. Fitness really isn't Blair's thing, but she wanted to spend time with Cleo and be a supportive friend. So Cleo invited her to a newly opened gym in Oasis Springs. Cleo and Blair kicked things off by participating in a yoga class in the courtyard. And look who popped in. It's Olive. She's not letting a little pregnancy stop her from getting her aggression out the punching bag. I wonder if her baby's gonna be born with abs. Back to yoga, Blair relaxed way too hard and she almost fell asleep on her yoga mat. Luckily, the stench coming from this man's armpits jolted her right back up. Post-yoga, Cleo handed Blair an entire workout schedule to follow. Sure, Cleo, we'll just get right on that. But while Blair ran away from her problems on the treadmill, she noticed a cool martial arts board-breaking station, and she thought she'd give it a try. Unfortunately, the only thing she could make a dent in was her ego. So she decided to recover in the hot springs with Cleo. Blair probably should have showered first. Whoops. Eventually, Blair did get cleaned up, and she went home feeling fit and strong. She could use her new strength tomorrow at the bakery. Some big news. In the middle of the night, Ryder popped out a baby boy. Now her daughter Blake has a little brother named Beau to boss around. Then, not to be outdone, Olive popped out 2 babies of her own. That's right, twins. She had 2 boys, Sunny, who's named after famed alien lover from the Nancy Drew series, Sunny June, and Ziggy, who's not named after anyone, it's just like a weird name I thought that Olive and Ashwin would choose. Meanwhile, Juno and Blair woke up and got ready for a long day at the bakery. When they got to the bakery, Juno had to bake her buns off to make up for all the stock that went bad. How else are we going to afford a sweet staff room where Blair can nap out of view of the customers? And I have to say, Tatum might be our employee of the month. Alright, so she's our only employee, but she really came in clutch today. Convinced a ton of people to buy our stuff. I guess locking your employees in the store is a good business model after all. Blair took it all in. She was so proud of their success. The only thing missing from the store? Some branding. How could we forget? Blair was going to use her artistic chops and whip up a logo and plaster it everywhere so everyone would know they were at the Lovebird bakery. And after they closed, they checked out the new staff room. We have some motivational posters over here. I believe that says, "Please don't burn down the bakery" in Simlish. Then there's a clock over here to make sure you don't spend too much time in the break room. There's a little art studio for Blair. There are some outlets for charging your phone, but they're just far away enough from any seating so you don't get too comfortable in there. Just trying to make this as realistic as possible. But Juno and Blair couldn't lounge in the break room all day. They had to take Cooper to a very important playdate at Asher's house. Cooper and Asher became friends in daycare, and their moms were excited for them to get to know each other better. They weren't neighbors after all. First lesson for Cooper: Asher is not a hugger. Me neither, Asher. But I think he got some of his dad's tough guy energy. Can't wait to see his rebellious teenage phase. And hey, this kind of made me think, maybe we should throw in some other families into the rotation, have a special guest every round? That could be fun. Thinking maybe we could try Ryder and Pablo? Ryder works at the hair salon, which could be cool, and Pablo is a personal trainer at a gym. So I don't know, that might be interesting. Anyway, let me know what you think. And until next time, bye, Crumple Babies. Love ya.